England's Jonathan Trott and Ian Bell returned to the county game in good nick on the opening day of the latest LV County Championship match between Sussex and Warwickshire at the Brighton and Hove Jobs.com county ground. Bell, deputising for the injured Jim Troughton as Warwickshire captain, won the toss and batted on a bright and sunny day on the south coast, and Baron Chopra made a promising start with this boundary. However, James Anyon was convinced that he had Chopra strangled down the leg side very early on. The umpire, though, was not convinced. With Bell and Trott getting a rare outing for their county, it appeared that Will Porterfield would miss out on selection in this match until Troughton's late shoulder injury. The Irishman then needed to show that he was worth his place, and he began brightly enough, while Chopra maintained his excellent start to this season, one which has had some critics purring with delight. Perhaps the pick of the Sussex attack, which was missing the injured Steve McGoffin, was Chris Jordan, who made life a little unpleasant for Chopra here. But he survived and opened up with a stand of 67 with Porterfield, who on 33 was out, edging Anyon to Jordan, who is also a very handy slipper. So, of course, is Ed Joyce, but the Sussex skipper made a mistake before the lunch break, putting down Trott right of screen when the England man had only a single to his name. And the importance of that miss became more evident in the afternoon session, where Chopra and Trott went about their business in the professional manner we've come to expect from these two. Over the last couple of seasons, Chopra has become a class act, failing at the top of the order on very few occasions. Another imperious drive took him to his third 50-plus score in 6 championship innings this summer. He needed 119 balls to get there. His strokes through the offside were particularly pleasing to watch. He bats in a calm and unhurried fashion and more than often looks the part. His battle with Monty Panesar was always likely to be a fascinating one as the first afternoon developed. Panesar thought he might have got his England colleague Trott, but the appeal, which could have been for LBW or a catch at the wicket by Matt Pryor, was answered in the negative. So it was left to Sussex's other spinner, Chris Nash, to break through in the 52nd over. Chopra's cut saw the thinnest of edges go through to Pryor, who was given the gloves in this match ahead of Ben Brown. Chopra was out for 87 at 141 for 2, and again he'd put his side in a good position, especially with someone of the talents of Bell now joining proceedings. It proves just how far the English game has come over the last decade. There is now real interest when an England man gets to play for his county, and generally runs and wickets are expected from them. Trott and Bell were not about to disappoint. Both were still there as the last session of this opening day got underway, and Sussex knew that they were going to have to work extremely hard in order to bowl themselves right back into this contest. It was just as you would expect from men with the skills of Bell and Trott. They defended solidly but were able to take advantage of anything on offer to hit on a good batting surface at Hove. Trott then went to his 50 off 111 balls with 6 fours, while Bell made his off 8 deliveries more, also with 6 boundaries. Both men had made batting look fairly easy at times, as their partnership for the third wicket moved into 3 figures. Indeed, it had reached 131 when, right at the end of the day, Bell on 56 was surprisingly dismissed, although Jordan has to take huge credit for putting his back into this delivery with the long shadows streaming across the ground. And Jordan then did it again in the day's last over. This time it was the night watchman Chris Wright who was snared behind by Pryor. And the pumped-up Jordan also nearly had Tim Ambrose, only to see him spilled in the slip second ball by Michael Yardy. It was quite a dramatic end to what had otherwise been a rather serene day's cricket. But it's one which has put Warwickshire into a rather good place. With Trott still there on 87, they've reached 276 for 4 and will look to build on that on the second day of this match between two strong teams.